So we wanted to do a video about what happened to us on our way home. So on the last video you saw we were coming home. I think in the last video we were in Arizona, and we didn't want to drive all the way home. It was kind of a long drive. And we really like the Emerald Cove Resort in Earp, California. It's right on the Colorado River, and we liked staying there in January of last year. So we decided to go there for a couple of days, kind of just to get that rig cleaned up and get everything done before we headed home. So we pulled into the it's a Colorado River Adventure, but we use it through RPI, through our 1,000 Trails membership. And if you have any questions about that, you can just comment below and I'll answer those for you. But we pulled in and the park was like empty. I mean, there were not very many rigs in it at all.
At least 100.
Yeah.
50 amp sites that were open, wide open.
And when we had gone there in January, we had asked for a Riverview site, but they said that the Riverview sites were only for, the first 2 rows were only for members of Colorado River Adventure, so they put us in the back in a 50 amp site, which we were totally fine with. Right. They have a lot of amenities there. It's just a really cool park, a lot of nice people. So anyway, when we pulled in, we asked if we could have the same spot, and they said no, that's a 50 amp spot. Only Colorado River Adventure members can have 50 amp spots. And we were like, okay. So they put us on the second row in a 30 amp spot, and I told the lady, it was 121 literally on the thermostat in the car, and I said, we need a 50 amp because we have to run both our air conditioners. It's just too hot. And she said that we couldn't have one because we weren't members. So I went into the office, the sales office, and I talked to a manager and explained, it's 121 degrees out. We just came off the road.
4 hours of driving. Yeah,
we just would really, and we'll pay extra. And she said, the only way you can do that is if you buy a membership. Okay. So we thought, okay, well, we'll just make the best of it. So we pulled in our spot and we hooked up and we turned on the bedroom air because, that's the smallest room, and we shut the door and we went in the bedroom. Poor Harvey was panting like crazy. I don't know if you can see Harvey, but he's back there panting like crazy.
We had to put the blue ice packs around him to keep him cool.
Yeah. I went over and jumped in the pool to cool off. And came back and just stayed wet. We just could not cool the rig down. We must have stayed maybe 2 hours.
Yeah. And
we only got it down to like 95. So there was no way we could stay there. We were killing our dog, pretty much. So we, against our better judgment, pulled out at night as the sun was going down. We have never drove at night the whole trip, all the way to Michigan and back. Never drove at night. We left that night and we headed home, and it was only a 2.5 hour drive home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we headed home. So the RV Garmin GPS told us to get off
on Colorado Springs Parkway, which turns into Box Canyon
Road. Yeah, which goes out to Salton Sea, which is where we were staying. We were going to go stay with my brother-in-law, Dave's brother, Brian, and so we were going to cut across the desert and do that. So we get off the freeway. And this is right after the torrential rains in September, or the end of August, the beginning of September.
Washed out some bridges.
Washed out a lot.
We didn't know about that because we weren't there in California.
Yeah. And so we pull off the road, and all of a sudden, ahead, road closed. So quickly, Dave went off the road into the dirt to make a U-turn, and unfortunately, the dirt was actually a wash. And there were deep ruts about this wide,
foot wide, foot deep,
and all of a sudden the truck just started going boom, boom. I mean, it was so scary. I didn't know. I thought we got hit by a bomb. It was so scary, huh?
Yeah, I was able to get the truck, the front 2 tires up on the pavement, almost to the yellow line, which would have meant I could have pulled it out, but it just dug in because it was soft dirt from the wash. And next thing we know, the 5th wheel stuck and the dually wheels are stuck.
And the 5th wheel was in to the top of the jacks. It was so scary. It was tilted sideways. At one point, Dave goes, "Get in and get the flashlight." And I was like, if I put my weight on this side of the RV, it's gonna fall over on me. It was horrible. It was so scary.
Yeah.
And it was like 10 o'clock at night, and it was like 98 degrees in the middle of the desert. Poor Harvey, you know, it was scary. And it was not an off ramp that had anything. It was the middle of the desert.
Yeah, I had a turnout just after the just as you got off, there was an overpass, and then there was a turnout right there of hard dirt. Didn't see that because, you know, it was nighttime. It was 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night,
Yeah,
right?
and people would get off the freeway and see us and then get right back on. Like, I'm not going that way. No one ever. I think one person offered to help, but they had like a little Toyota and they really couldn't have done much.
No.
So our signal was very spotty. We called Progressive, and what it does, you put in the information and then it sends you a text message to log into the website to do your claim, right? So you couldn't talk to anybody. There was no way to talk to anybody.
And no signal on the desert.
Yeah, so and every time I tried to open the link, it wouldn't open. Like I didn't have enough internet to open the web.
Right.
So finally we were able to find a local.
First we called the TA.
The TA.
And there was a major accident for all their large tow trucks were helping at an accident that happened earlier in that day.
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't get anybody out. So they referred me to another tow truck company. I called them, and they said they wouldn't be able to get out until morning. So they referred me to another tow truck company. They said, yeah, we can come out there, but it's going to be a minimum $650 to pull you out.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, we said, well, we're stuck out here.
What are we going to do?
There's nothing we can do.
So they came out and he winched us out. I was so scared.
About an hour and a half later, he came out.
The cab was like this close to the truck. I don't know if you can see that, but like this close to the truck. You'll see a picture of it. But I was so afraid when he pulled us out, we were going to damage the cab or something. I don't know. But he pulled us out without anything being damaged. We are two of our jacks are a little jacked.
Well, just the bottom plate.
Yeah.
Just the bottom plate is tilted up because of the pressure. Because I had to lift up the fifth wheel to relieve the pressure because we're tilted on one side. So I lifted that up enough so I can get some wood underneath the tire so we can get that up out. So when we pulled it out, it was a lot easier. So it wasn't jerked this way, yanking it out. It was more this way. And so he was able to pull us straight out, no problem. And then once we got all four tires on, I was able to pull the rig out myself.
Yeah.
And we're still hitched up. And thank goodness we had the gooseneck, because if we didn't have the gooseneck, we wouldn't be able to go. And we're about 88 degrees and it would have been bound up. So luckily we're able to have the gooseneck, and the guy there is a safety. And we were pulled out less than 20 minutes
after he got there.
Yeah,
but it took him about an hour to get there.
Yeah.
What are those called again? The rubber?
The snap pads.
Yeah, we literally ripped a snap pad off in the dirt. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
It was bad. Our truck was in the dirt to the muffler when we were trying to get out. It was bad.
Transmission was in the dirt.
But we made it home safely. Our whole trip, and we'll go over that in the next video. I think we're going to talk about all the things we did and what we liked and what we didn't like. But our whole trip, we had to replace 2 tires on the RV. But Dave inspects the tires before we leave all the time. And luckily he does that, because both times the tires were bad. I mean, bad. One time we were like driving the minimum we could to get to the tire place to fix it. The other time we were in Ouray, Colorado, and Dave took the tire off and drove it somewhere to have it replaced before we even left, because it was so bad. But we never had a problem at all, thank God, other than those 2 tires, which were no big deal because they didn't blow on the road. So Dave is really good about checking everything underneath before we go. Before we got the Moride, he checked, what are they called,
the leaf springs,
stuff like that. So, but we wanted to share our story with you, and like I said, it was the only time we ever drove at night pulling the rig, which is a big no-no for us, for that specific reason. The road looked fine the dirt off the road looked fine. We had no idea about the big crevices in it.
Yeah.
And
couldn't see them.
Yeah, so just wanted to update you on that and show you the pictures we got.
But the good news, at the end of the day, the tow truck got us out there. Harvey and Mom are happy. And after about 3 weeks, the insurance reimburses for the towing.
I sent Progressive all the information. They sent me a check. They were amazing. Because I was worried since we didn't go through them originally, but I explained what happened. I said, you know, and that's how it works. You call the number and you put the information, they send you a text, and then you do everything online. And I told them we just didn't have the power to do that out there for some reason. So everything's good. Right now we're in beautiful Quartzsite, Arizona. It's January 30th today. We're getting ready to celebrate New Year's Eve with the escapers. We're going to go home for a little bit, and then we're headed to Puerto Penasco. So
Yep. Well,
you'll get to see those videos.
Who are we hanging with right now?
We are hanging with our new family here. We got a tribe. We're called the Rubber Chicken Gang tribe. I got to show you our logo.
We're part of the coop.
Yeah, let me show you the logo. There's my sticker, friends.
You'll show them the chicken on the
And
back.
then also, in order to be a part of this group, you have to have the special mascot. They even put it on for you. Look, we got our stickers up too. Look at that. That's a rubber chicken. Anyway, guys, we're glad that you're still with us, and thanks for joining today, and we'll talk to you another day. Bye.